Hey guys, it's the Pantry Party Show with your host at DJ Blattner. Happy Friday! We have an early happy hour for you today. Our guest today is at Champagne Nutrition, and it's going to be a fabulous way to kick off the weekend. So, you ready? Let's get this party started. Without further ado, the Pantry Party Show starts right now. Woo-wee, it's Friday, and I have my early happy hour outfit on. I've got a little bit of lace, and I've got my earrings on. I even washed my hair. I am excited for our early happy hour. I mean, hey, here's what I've been doing on Fridays, okay? 2 Fridays ago, we had at Urban Bourbonist, okay? Happens to be my hubs. So we did a whole, stocking your bar cart for under $70, okay? So we did that. Then last Friday, we had at Hollow Lake Mixology, and she runs the #1 mixology school and classes in Chicago. And so today, Friday, or should I say Friday, we have guests at Champagne Nutrition to help us kick off the weekend. So let's get her in here and get ready for a warm pantry. Oh my gosh, here we go. Ooh, I better get this too. Yay! Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome to the Pantry Party.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Okay, so I have a disco ball in one hand. I'm juggling a lot over here because I am a professional host. I've got a disco ball to welcome you, and in honor of your handle at Champagne Nutrition, I'm drinking morning champagne. Not really. You know what this is? This is Topo Chico with a little CBD.
Nice.
Yeah, so hey, you know what? It's not champagne, but Topo Chico CBD cocktail, mocktail, it's not bad.
I want to make one too, so I need to get one going.
I love that.
Okay, can I?
Yes, you do realize that bottom line is you whether or not you want to talk about this or not, your handle is everything. I know why you picked your handle because I read about it on your website. But would you tell everybody where the heck did at Champagne Nutrition come from? And in fact, do you just sit around and drink champagne all day long?
I do have my fair share of champagne. And so, it is literal, and it's about, loving champagne, and I study wine a lot, and I'm just really interested in that culture and the health benefits too. Like I do a lot of talks about the French paradox, or, how we can fit alcohol into a healthy lifestyle. But it also has a more important meaning, and it's all about being able to enjoy the foods that you love, whether it's champagne or pizza or whatever, all foods fit. And so not eliminating foods, but embracing foods. So that's really more what it's about.
I love that. You love champagne, so you're like, why not do this? But it is, because I know even on your Instagram bio, it's balance. And what balance is it's not do you have every food group? It's balance. Do you have nutrition and pleasure in your life, people? Legit balance,
That's exactly right. Thank you.
Yeah, well, you are welcome. And so I was reading, I was going on your website and, reading your bio and all this stuff. And then it was I specialize in, and then there was pages and pages. And then I was wait, it keeps on going, and pages and pages. I know you as being regularly in the media as a spokesperson. I also know that you are tapped a lot for talking about alcohol and working it into a healthy diet, but also cancer. That's another thing I know you as. So, talking about nutrition and oncology, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, what are your specialties?
Yeah, thanks for asking. I've been struggling with this a little bit because everyone says be specific and be known for this one thing. But
you know what the saying is in my mastermind groups is niches is for bitches.
Thank you. I needed that. I don't want to let go of any of my passions just because I should.
Yeah.
So I am a CSO, which is a board certified specialist in oncology nutrition. The work that I do with oncology people in an integrative way is I feel so passionately about it. And I just authored the Krauss nutrition textbook oncology chapter. So I have this passion.
That's crazy. That's a disco ball, because for anybody who is watching, The Kraus. I mean, this book is like the truly without like I'm not being funny about it. It is the Bible of dietetics. Like it is like if you are editing a chapter of oncology in Kraus, that means thousands upon thousands upon thousands and thousands, 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 dietitians are learning from you.
I hope so.
Yeah.
It was really fun. It was really hard, and I feel really, really excited. Oh, thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you
you got
for,
a lot of
yeah.
a lot of claps and a lot of congratulations on that. And rightfully
Thanks.
so. It's a big deal.
Thanks. Yeah, it was a really hard project, and it was really great. So yeah, like I love oncology. I worked in nutrigenomics for a long time, and I love the genetic aspect, and I do that with my clients now, and I see it really open doors. So I talk a lot about nutrigenomics, but then I went to Bastyr University, which is this very integrative university. So I'm really talk about like herbals and supplements. But then I'm a recipe developer, of course, so I do a lot of recipes, and I do plant-based. But then I also kind of got this interest in keto. So I talk about keto. So I have kind of these weird specialties, but I don't want to give any up because I love them.
I think that's great. I mean, so thinking about oncology, nutrigenomics, that whole idea of the holistic, I mean, that's like plant-based, holistic, herbals, like all that kind of stuff. I do find keto funny, like just thrown in the mix.
I
But
know, I
hey,
know.
how fun, and I do think that is, it's cool for you to be like, listen, this is all of it, and this is all of me, and I'm good at all of it. I love all of it, and so call me for any of it.
Kind of. I'm a clinical dietitian. Like I'm a really proud clinical dietitian, and I love that really challenging clinical work. I think that's one reason I love keto because I love like calculating all these things. And honestly, I'm not ketogenic, but all my clients want to know about it. So I want to be able to help them if that's an interest of theirs. So yeah, it's random and I love it all.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, it is important that you know what's going on. You know, whether or not we do or not doesn't matter. Like to your point, is like we need to be no. I mean, if we want people to know about keto or weight loss or anything, we can't stick our head under the rug and be like, that's bad. It's like no,
Right.
like learn about it, teach people how to do what they want to do well. You know,
Yep.
it's like good for you. So okay, on a typical day, like what is? I mean, how? Okay, first of all. Do you know the only thing that's going on in my head is like Dawn or DJ, who knows what her name is today. I guess it's Friday, so it's totally DJ. All I want to do is look at your tattoos. I just love your tattoos. You know I do. They're the best tattoos ever. Like
Thanks.
it's floral, black and white, like half sleeve, beautiful. Like I dream
Thanks.
about them. I love your tattoos. So anyway,
Thank you.
got that off my chest. I was like, I need to get that off my chest. But like on a typical day, what's like your day to day? I know every day is probably very different, but like what's the typical stuff that you're doing?
Yeah, I load all my social media. Like I love social media, like you do. It's such a fun way to interact. Then I work with my interns and I have Zoom calls with them. And then I write a chapter of a book or a book proposal or, like a whatever I'm working on. So I do a lot of writing and then I'll work on a PowerPoint for a presentation I'm giving. And then I'll talk to a couple of clients. So I just have this rotation every day and I use my calendar, but yeah, it's writing, speaking, clients, cooking, rotation.
Okay, now what's surprising to me all of a sudden, like when I hear that day by day, blow by blow, play by play, I think to myself, wait a second, and champagne nutrition, where's your happy hour? Do you plan a happy hour every day?
I really do. So what's happening right now?
Yeah. I knew it.
Well, it's fun because I'm not running all over the city anymore. So what happens is, it's like 5 or 6 p.m. and my husband and I are working in dual offices. And so he'll like drive by and like hand me a beer or a champagne. And then we'll like kind of finish our day and do that. And then we'll move into making dinner. So we're happy houring.
Okay, so technically, let's move into this pantry party / happy hour scene. At what time is a responsible happy hour in your opinion? Like, I feel like the time is the first most important element here.
Well, I think it depends sort of on your relationship to alcohol and possibly your tolerance. So I actually like the creative flow of a little, maybe a beer or a cocktail. But if I've had, if I'm moving on to my second, that's when it has to stop. So I start around like maybe 5 or 6 if it's Friday, maybe more like 3 or 4.
I like, okay, so a Friday Friday 3 or 4. I feel like this is my definition as well.
Yeah.
Friday 3 or 4, a typical day 5 or 6. I like that very much.
Yeah.
And so your drink of choice is most likely champagne, but like I heard you mention, and you live in Seattle, which I do feel like is craft beer scene. Yeah. So like, what's your go-to drink other than obviously champagne?
Yeah, I love champagne. Other than that, I'm a big red wine person. So it's always like a toss-up, but then I'm like really into rosé, and this is very good rosé weather right over here. But I actually am really into beer, and I feel like a lot of people don't talk about that, and it's sort of associated with like, you know, like males or like sports, but I think beer is underrated. It actually has some interesting antioxidants and nutrients, and it's really delicious, and it pairs very well with a lot of food. So I'll definitely do beers.
It is, I will say, it does have a connotation, like if you're like out with girlfriends and somebody's like, you know, it's like Prosecco, skinny margarita, Prosecco, skinny margarita, and then somebody's like beer, you're like, everybody's like, what? You know? And so
that's me.
I think you're right. Plus, it's like an intimidating landscape because there are so many, well, I mean, just like wine, you know, there's so many different things to know about it. But it's like craft beer. You're like, even if I did maybe like it, I wouldn't even know where to begin to order it. But I like where your head is that you're sort of open. You know what you like, but you're open depending on like the weather or the vibe or where you are. Like if I'm at a beer place, I'm probably going to have a beer, you know. So I like that openness. What about pairing it with like your pantry goodies? And like, do you have some inspiration for us at the pantry party of like, how to have happy hours in quarantine?
I do because when I was getting ready for this and kind of thinking about what we were going to talk about, I just realized that I don't have fancy stuff. And it's funny because like Champagne Nutrition, like I should have a bar cart. I should have all the fancy stuff, but I actually just sort of use what's on hand. So I'm like an all the time pantry party.
Come on, you deserve, I mean, nobody's going to say I'm an everyday pantry party girl and not get a disco ball. Like, come on. That's fabulous. You know what? Isn't that a refreshing thing to say? Is like, you definitely think somebody who's, you know, at Champagne Nutrition is definitely, like you said, bar cart, fancy, you know, right. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. It's a toss up between foie gras and caviar today or whatever. So it's kind of fun to hear that you are always throw together pantry party girl. Like, what are your favorite sort of things that you're pairing with your champagne, red wine, or beers?
As far as food?
Yeah.
You know, I've been doing a lot of cheese plates lately. And when I was doing my most recent talk for today's dietitian on the French paradox, do you know what the French paradox is?
Is the idea, well, why don't you explain it?
Yeah, well, I think you know. It's the idea about how French people, they found that they have lower incidences of cardiovascular disease, but they like drink more wine than most people, and they also eat like cheese and rich desserts and baguettes. So they were like, it's the wine that's protective. But I was doing some research, and there's actually some evidence that they think it could be the cheese.
Oh, I mean, here's the thing. We all know it is the lifestyle that they live. It's the cheese that they eat. It's the amount that they eat. It's where they walk. It's how they eat it. It's the vibe in which they carry themselves at a meal. It's all of those things that are part of it. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me that we're going to find all sorts of stuff like that, right? Is because, I mean, I tell this to all of my clients. I'm like, listen, I'm an American nutritionist and you live in America. We are inbred, garbage ideas, and we're all crazy. What happens is you got to leave your mind. You got to leave our borders and look at how everybody else in the world handles themselves around food. That's where you learn about nutrition. You don't learn it from each other in this weird country of American nutritionists.
Agreed. And you look at what's going on in other cultures, and it's like, eat more stinky cheese. It pairs really well with wine, and then you'll be really happy and healthy.
You know what? I love that very much. And so here's what I thought you were going to say, because I'm a stereotype, I guess, USA. I was like, she lives in Seattle. She's going to say that all she does is eat fish all day with her drink. I only think of like the fish market, and then like everyone's throwing fish at each other over there. I don't know.
That happens, but actually the market's shut down right now. There's no one down there.
Oh, isn't that, you know what? That is sad. Things are so limbo right now that, some things are like kind of open a little bit. And some things are still shut down. So, is that Pike's Market, right?
You're exactly right. Yep.
Pike's Market shut down.
Yep.
It's sad. I mean, all of these, God, that's sad. But think about, the weddings and the baby showers and the funerals and the graduations and all the things that we're all in limbo about all these things. Oh my gosh. So, all right. So if you were going to give us a pantry party sort of homework assignment or inspiration, like what is Aunt Champagne Nutrition all about? What should we do? What do you want us to do? Give us an assignment for the weekend.
Okay, this is what you do. You go into your cupboards and get all the random stuff out. So right? That's what you do. I want to show you what I have.
Okay. You know what's so funny? When you said that, I'm like, oh my God, the amount of random stuff that I have right now. I have like 4 turkey pepperonis that I could pull out. I have like some leftover at Dash dinner chicken lettuce wraps. I have like a tiny piece of cucumber. I have all these random scraps. Yes.
It's random. So get it all out. And like, there's so many things we have in our houses that we, stick in cupboards that we don't interact with. So I found these things recently in my fridge. I have these little alcohol bottles. Do you have these in your house?
No, I don't.
I know. I want comments.
I love where your head's at here. It's like, no, I don't have a stash of. What are those? Wait, what are those from? Those are from like hotel mini bars.
Why do I have these? But I have them, and they're perfect for like 1 or 2 cocktails. I want to know in the comments who has these. So I have these random things, and then I have like half bottles. Like there's so little tequila in here, and but you can make a cool drink with these. So get that random stuff out and use it.
So not only food, I'm thinking like my turkey pepperoni and my random cucumber piece.
It goes with it.
You're saying even all these remnants of random alcohol.
Yeah, just get it out. I have these really cool, these are cherries that are like, they're maraschino cherries, like high quality ones. Oh, see, Vandana has some, I can see. Get them out and use them, right?
That's, yes, I'm trying to think. Yes, I guess it is true that there's like random, if I went in my freezer, there is probably like a little bit of vodka in one of our things.
Right?
So that's probably true. Okay, so what are you going to make with all your random?
I got to figure it out, but I'm actually jealous of what you're doing with your CBD. So I have some in here. I'm going to get it really quickly.
For all of you that are just joining, at Champagne Nutrition is kicking off our weekend, and I just, first of all, did not have champagne in the house. And then I was like, I don't want to open a bottle of this Prosecco, because then I'm going to have to drink it all today, I felt. So I was like, what am I going to do? Topo Chico with CBD. So what are you up to then? Okay,
so the other random thing you need to get out is you need to get out random glasses.
Oh, girl.
Do you have those?
Okay. We need a glass intervention in my house. Like legit, we go to donation with glasses.
Yes.
Every 3 months, we bring like 600 glasses in. I don't know where they come from. Well, you know what? Part of it is TV segments. Like when you do a TV segment, you get all these random glasses to make all this stuff. But anyway, I mean, we have so many random glasses. So I'm on board with this whole thing. Yes.
Just get them out. Like they're so fun. Why should we drink out of regular glasses when we can drink out of champagne glasses?
Question. This is huge. I've got 2 questions. Sorry to interrupt, but these are mega. One, what's your feeling about stemless champagne flutes? Yes, no. What's your feeling?
Well, I'm kind of no, because then you're touching it and it's getting more warm.
Yep. It is true. I think they're just so, I don't have them. I think they're so cute. I could hold them up here where there wasn't liquid. I don't know. They're so cute, but I don't have them. So, but you're on more, stay with the stem so that you don't warm up your champagne. So that's that. Second is, do you rub it in everyone's face that you have the best dietitian name ever? Your name is Ginger, and it's like, could that be a better dietitian name?
And I use ginger all the time, and it goes really good in cocktails, so it's just perfect.
Oh, see, there you go. So anyway, those are the 2 things, very pressing, important things. Stemless champagne glass or not. And do you make everyone else jealous of your fabulous name? Okay, fine.
Right. Right, right. So, yeah, I mean, you just need to put some random things together and it's a fun way to get creative in the kitchen. So, actually, in Seattle, it's a little early. So, I'm going to do what you're doing. You got sparkling water. That's
Yeah.
cool, Topo Chico. I'm just going to open that. And if you're making a mocktail, I think it's really important to make it fancy too. Like, just because it's not alcohol doesn't mean it can't be fancy,
Yes.
right?
Agree. That's we had on Ed Holloway Mixology last week on Friday. She's very, very against the M word. She is like, do not say it because it sounds like a kiddie cocktail when you call it a mocktail.
Right.
She is trying to help me change to call it a no proof cocktail.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's you're the same situation. Is like trying to make it call it something adult, make it look adult and fancy.
People choose not to drink for a lot of different reasons, but I think it's still important to be able to enjoy. So, get your random glasses, utilize some interesting, flavors, and then make it beautiful. Like I have my random maraschino cherries, and I'm really into garnishes. I have this kind of old rotten lime that I'm just going to take a piece and put it here, and then I could put some CBD in here. But look like how beautiful it is, right?
That is nice. I think that's very pretty. I think that's very pretty. So sort of your rule of thumb for if it's too early to actually start a happy hour, you are very for the fancy no proof cocktail.
100%. Or maybe there's a night where you're like, well, I don't want to have alcohol, tonight, whatever reason, but you want to do a no proof little drink. And so it still is so celebratory. I think it's important during this time of our lives to like just be mindful and be in the moment and still experience joy and fun things and celebrate together if you've got someone at home and just make the best of it.
Yeah, you get that for sure. And so what would you pair with? Like, do you have different things that you would pair with your, what if it's a no proof cocktail versus a cocktail, or is that same kind of thing? Is like go into your pantry and just get whatever? Or do you like put it on a cheese board, or like what's your happy hour vibe? Oh, hey, listen. At Champagne Nutrition, part of what you can download from your website is 7 hacks for a healthier happy hour.
Yep.
So, I mean, if you could give us just a couple, hi.
Well, this is the problem. When in the olden days, when we went out for a happy hour,
Yes.
It's like, what are the options for food? It's like fried cheese, that's it, right? And I just think that you can do better. Like hummus is such a good thing to pair. It's like salty and savory. You mentioned fish, like if you're into like smoked fish at all or something like canned fish is really a cool product. Some nice crackers, some stinky cheese, the turkey salami that you have, just like bring it all out, but make it look beautiful so that you're like sipping and you're eating and you're making it this nice, enjoyable experience.
I love that. Now, if I was going to call this episode, now every episode I have to name it. What would I name this episode?
Oh,
like what's our key takeaway for like, when you think about, okay, this episode is from At Champagne Nutrition is enjoy happy hour. Here's the thing. Here's maybe what it is. It's happy. This is a happy hour episode, and the happy hour could be no proof cocktail, or it could be a cocktail. It could be whatever goes. But schedule in happy hours like that. You have it in your daily freaking calendar.
I do. I think our theme is happy hour every day. Every day happy hour.
I love that. Come on. That's happy hour every day.
Happy hour every day.
H-E. Happy hour every day. Do you do talks about like happy hours and stuff, or is it mostly more scientific stuff like the French paradox stuff?
It's both. I speak a lot to dietitians and other healthcare providers, so a lot of times it is more like, what is the research showing? But I love talking to consumers. Like I talked to a sorority recently.
Cool.
It was really cool, like talking to women of that age. I talked about drunkorexia. Do you know what that is? It is the concept of when people will, it's kind of like an alcohol abusing type of thing. It's where you purposefully don't eat, but you drink. So you like get drunker more and faster.
Wow, that seems dangerous. I'm just hashtag I'm not a genius, but hashtag doesn't sound like a good idea.
It happens a lot in the workplace, actually. I hear a lot of people that are experiencing this a lot. But when I said this term to these women, they were like, yes, like we're seeing this and we know it's not good. So, like just evaluating your relationship with alcohol anywhere in your life is really important. And I really think it got through to some of them that they were having some unhealthy behaviors with alcohol.
I like that. Well, maybe that's another downloadable on your website is like a checklist of, do you have a problem? Especially after quarantine, I will tell you, the girls and I that are Zooming together, I feel like I might want to forward them a checklist of how do you know that it's turned to the dark side? It's like, if you check 3 or more of these, you may want to consult your physician, you know?
You can just like take a little step back, and that's why it's fun to have like an alcohol-free option that's still fun and celebratory. So, do your cocktails and do your what are we calling them?
No proof.
No proof. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And just do a combination, and I think right now it is important to assess, am I doing 3 Zoom happy hours every night, or do I need to step back? What's that look like?
It is true. Somebody said that they had to do a Zoom detox or something, that they were like, I've had way too many Zoom happy hours. I cannot join your Zoom tonight, ladies, because I'm in a Zoom detox. I was like,
Yeah.
yep, that sounds about right. It's like just like everything, taken to an extreme is like, yep, you got to detox from your Zooms. Oh my gosh. Well, I love this inspiration of happy hour every day. And I love the idea of cocktail and food. Find scraps, get scrappy, find scraps, and put stuff together. Ain't gotta be fancy, kids.
No.
Ain't gotta be fancy.
Nope. Keep it simple.
That.
Keep it simple.
Hey, so if we want to stay tuned with everything that At Champagne Nutrition is doing, or any new cute tattoos, or anything any more chapters of incredible books you're writing, where should we go to find everything that is At Champagne Nutrition?
Yeah, well, I'm blogging every week now, which is cool, because of quarantine. But also, I post a lot on Instagram. But I actually run all my own social media on every platform. So I do a lot of recipes on Pinterest. I've got a Facebook group for Champagne Nutrition, and I'm actually on Twitter too. So any platform people love, but I really enjoy Instagram because it's a fun way to share pictures that really show you what someone's life is like.
It's the truth. So bottom line is you can go everywhere for At Champagne Nutrition, but if you really want to see her true joy come out, you go to Instagram at Champagne Nutrition. You know what? I'm a big fan of that. Is like, being kind of everywhere. But like for me, I show up large on Instagram, although I'm starting to tiptoe into TikTok.
I want to do that too. You are made for TikTok. I want to do it too.
Girl, stop with the compliments. I mean, compliments like that will get you everywhere. Oh my god.
TikTok is funny. It's really cool.
It's funny. It's addictive though. So I'm actually currently in a TikTok detox because I was noticing like when I would look down and just look at a couple of TikToks and then I would look back up again, I was like, I think 6 hours has just passed. So
little much.
Yeah, I'm gonna detox on that. Oh my gosh, too funny. Well, hey, I can't thank you enough for having this whole inspiration of an everyday happy hour on the Pantry Party Show. You're quite an inspiration, girl. And who knew you were such a clinical nutrition nerd on top of it?
It's the best of both worlds.
You know what? You really are the best of both worlds. Thank you so much, At Champagne Nutrition. Have a fabulous weekend.
Thanks for having me. Cheers.
Oh, yeah, wait, gosh, that's of course how you end this. Good call. Cheers, girl. Cheers.
Bye, friend.
Bye. That was another episode of the Pantry Party Show with At Champagne Nutrition. She gave us some inspiration for an everyday happy hour. She puts it in her calendar. I'm going to start putting it in my calendar too. Cheers is right. And so that was another week of the Pantry Party Show. I am currently getting my guests together for next week. Monday, though, I have a crazy guest. Ain't a dietitian. On Monday, I had a girl crush on her. I reached out on Instagram and said, oh my gosh, will you be on the Pantry Party show? And she said yes. So next week we're kicking off with a special guest on Monday, a girl crush that I have in this world. And so, hey, guess what? If you want to see any of these past episodes, we're on 40 plus episodes now. Get some inspiration over the weekend for your grocery list. Check out my Instagram IGTV, okay? They're all on there. Fabulous. Okay, so see you next week. Make sure you put it in your calendar, not only an everyday happy hour, but the Pantry Party show. It's noon Central Time every weekday. Until next time, sending you high immunity vibes, big love, and lots of kisses.